Hello? Is this thing on? It works. All right, let me hop into the scene view. My stuff isn't working. First stream, guys. You gotta forgive this. Let me load this up. How do I change scenes? Stream is starting, guys. You gotta give it some time. Stream is starting. You gotta understand. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here we go. Welcome to the stream. I'm really excited to be streaming again. Things look like they're working nicely. I see we've got a few viewers already. Always appreciate Greg. We also have the Lily. Always appreciate having people. Today, we're going to be working on the menu, you know, as usual. Just working on stuff. But before I begin, I just want to talk about our day and how things have been. Today's been pretty good. I mean, honestly, it's only like 11:30 for me, so the morning just began. But you can take a look. Cleaned up the room just for this occasion. Everything's working. Microphone's working. Music's working. Okay, good. You can tell I've done this before. So, I'm really glad to announce that this will be the first time I will be streaming with my camera on. But you know, in the past, I was just playing games, so you know, I wanted the focus to be on video game. But this time, you know, the focus is on game development, and I was thinking, you know, when you see this guy just like running a bunch of code, you know, you don't want to just like see a bunch of text. You want to see like the dude working on it. So yeah, here's my oh, looks like this the webcam's got a little bit of bleed from the border, but who cares? Who cares? Because we don't care about production value here. We just care about the quality content. This. Yes. Anyways, so that's gonna be the agenda for today. We're not gonna do too much tomfoolery. If you here, let's bring up our notepad, okay? Okay, so this is our stream to-do list today. And today is I just simply want to make navigation null functionality for level editor menu. That's all I want to do. This is all we want to do today, but it's gonna be a lot of work. So, you know, while I work on this, I just I would like to just show you guys what it's like, and you know, preferably I'd like to get some work done, but it's not vital for me. You know, I don't need to get work done. I just want to have some fun. You know, just have a chill time. And just hopefully you guys will enjoy, you know, having my company. Yeah, this definitely is a face reveal, but it's not like I've been hiding my identity anyways. I'm pretty sure like a tech savvy person would have been able to like track my YouTube URL and find my actual Facebook account somehow, because you know the Gmails are linked anyways. But I feel like the main reason that I didn't put my face on anything is because I just don't want it to be the focus, you know? The focus in the past was gameplay, but things are a bit different now, and I just want to establish a sense of community. So that's what we are, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to foster a sense of community. And you know what? My stream setup looking pretty clean. I do got to say, though, like I was trying to get the lighting to like actually work. And considering how my camera is unfortunately facing like a huge window, it's like the only window in the room. So there's nothing I can do. I would love to move that window all the way to the front so that I have a nice little ring light effect. But who cares? It's not about the production, you know? It's about just having fun. And if I'm having fun, I hope you guys are having fun, you know? A few years back, I'd be a bit different. I'd be stressing out and all that, but now it's all right because I'm chill. Everyone's chill. Stream looks good. That's good. That's really good. I would love if the latency was a bit better, but I don't think my internet can afford to take that right now. So I'm hoping that there's no like stutters on the stream as well, because I remember when I was like starting out way back on actual Twitch, I was like trying to stream like Apex, and everyone was like, "Yeah, this would be really cool, but it's not even 60 frames. In fact, half the time it's just stuttering." Yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe I can't do this right now. So hopefully right now it's all okay. Besides, it's game dev anyways, so you know, you don't really need to see like super smooth gameplay, which it works to my advantage. And yeah, I am going to slowly work towards bigger goals, and I'm just glad that, you know, people are here to enjoy. So let's do a little catching up. All right, let's see what we were doing. If you were here for the or if you were here for the test stream, we had just accomplished a few things. Like we made the checkpoint system work properly, and we made this work properly. So we have a nice little system going. You know, if you hit the checkpoint, it visually indicates that you hit the checkpoint. Very cool. Finishing should work too. And when you finish, you get taken back into level editing mode. And even better is the checkpoint will actually reset, and you can see everything. Yeah, so this is good. This is good. I've never really turned this camera on before. This little webcam was just for Zoom calls and for going to like online college and stuff like that. But anyways, let's just play around with this. Let's see what we can do. Like if I went through the effort of like putting in a webcam, then I'm gonna go and play around with it. I'm gonna have as much fun as I can. And you know what? This webcam actually looks pretty good when you have it scaled down to only like 1/8 of the entire screen. Looks pretty good. Lighting, not bad. You should have seen when the curtains weren't pulled. It was awful. All right. So today, we are going to eventually be putting down more and more objects. We know that for sure. So for example, this is good. But so for example, this is object 1. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a cube. This one's like a 3x3, like so. I love that. And then let's see what this is. This is a dead zone. This is, oh, this can go. Let's see what this is. This is a checkpoint. And you see that things aren't exactly working properly. For some reason, when I click object 5, that is happening. So you know what? Let's knock these bugs out one by one, you know? So for like, you see, I already found something, you know? And so I would suppose the start of every stream would begin with just testing things out. So let's go with, you know, step 1 of last time was figure out what to do, right? And like basically this is like whatever we find in our like fresh breath, our test run. And what we found today is that when you click object 5, the border that indicates which object you're currently selecting, it's not correct. So let's go with that. Fix object 5 white border. So let's see what's going on. Okay. So first things first would be to figure out how the white border works. So let's refresh, you know, because you may think that I know what's going on, but truth be told, I don't know what's going on. Whatever I did a week ago might as well have been done by somebody else. So let's see. All right. We are looking at this. It's called an object selection square because I named it that way. It doesn't have any code on it, so we have to go to the parent object, which also doesn't have any code. And we can see that there is a piece of code here that references the object selection square. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into it and see what happens. Ooh, okay. So it looks like I don't know what this is. I can't read this. What am I looking at? Listen, I just woke up. No, I didn't. But listen, you know, you gotta. How about it's because I don't have any water in my system. So let's get some water in our system, guys. I got my here's my Taylor Swift cup that I got from the movie theater. And aside from like her 5 songs that she released when I was in middle school, I haven't like really kept up with her. But hey, they were offering these, you know, at the movie theater. How could I pass it up? All right, let's get some water in us and let's take a look at this code because I have no clue what is going on. All right, so I think I know what's going on. The button itself, water jug. Yeah, of course. This is my baby. Okay, like, well, you know what's interesting? Like, so not to disclose the location in which I live in, but when I got here, LA, all right, the US, right? I used to live somewhere else. I used to live in a tiny little Southeast Asian country. Okay, you can probably see it, right? But when I moved here, I realized that people drink water differently. In where I came from, most people would have like two types of like water faucets in their kitchen. The first one would be tap water, and then the second one would be drinking water. So you just kind of, if you want to wash your dishes, you just hit the tap water, and then boom, tap water comes out. And you know, some people even like fill up like a kettle, and then they boil that tap water, and then they drink that. But most other households, they had a freaking filtered water, drinking water faucet, because it was part of like the plumbing plan. I don't even know because I'm not a homeowner, right? But here, you know, people don't trust like that, and they just, for the most part, drink bottled water. And you know, I'm not saying I'm a tree hugger or anything, but just seeing like all those plastic bottles lying around, it kind of makes me like uncomfy. So still, I went with this. I know some people here also do this. So, you know, you got that water filter, fill in that tap water from the top, and it filters over time, and then boom, you got your water. Easy as that, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what I subsist myself. You just drink normal tap water? All right, you gotta be careful, man. You know, one time I had this guy like knocking on my door. He was like, "Yo, what's up? We sell water and water services." And he was like, "You gotta be careful because they got like crystals in those pipes." And you know, that makes sense, you know, because they got them electrolytes in that water, and if you let that water like run for like years and years, you know, there's got to be some residue building up, and eventually that goes in your system. But still, the main thing that most people are concerned with is just, you know, like microbes and the whatnot. And for the most part, depending on where you are, your tap water should be safe. And especially since, like, Greg, you in particular, I think you do live in Canada. As far as I know, the water there should be fine. I am a hydro homie, to answer anyone's question. But let's see. Canada tap water safe to drink? Question mark. Oh, you know what? You know what's the new research and development software? It's not Google, but even though Google works, it's not Google. It is. Let's go here. ChatGPT. But first, let's see what Google has to say. Okay. Tap water in Canada is generally considered safe to drink, with 0.5% of the world's population and 9% of the world's freshwater. You know what? That makes sense because Canada is just right next to them icebergs, and that water has got to be crisp. That water's got to be crisp, I gotta say. Canadian metropolises enjoy continuous access to clean and high quality water. I gotta say, Canada water's got a hit. I gotta say. All right, Canada tap water safe to drink? Question mark. You just enter that into ChatGPT, and it'll just write a whole essay for you. In general, tap water in Canada is safe to drink. He says in general. See, that's a key word there. But let's see. Canada has strict regulations and standards for drinking water. However, the safety of tap water can vary depending on the specific location. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. You guys got them Great Lakes as well. Yeah. All right. That's good. That's good. Because in, you know, some places, not exactly the cleanest. I do believe when it came to LA, tap water safe? Question mark. Tap water is legally, see that keyword, legally safe to drink, but to be on the safe side, an active carbon filter such as, I'm not going to endorse anyone, but what I do use is a Brita. You can't really see the logo, but I do be using it, a Brita. And it's great, you know, it makes it hit. You know, that the way it works is like there's a filter here, and if there was any icky stuff, it's now trapped here, right? And it's absorbed by the delicious charcoal and carbon and whatever, which is great. And now I got this delicious water to hit. Anyways, enough of the water talk. I mean, I love water, okay? Like, I really do. And my girlfriend, she claims that I don't drink enough water. But I do. I drink a lot of water. I drink plenty of it. I just don't drink when she drinks it. And so, because she's drinking and she notices that I'm not drinking, and she's just like, okay, that's some, you know, that's some non-drinking action going on. Yeah, Brita is the way that for me. Although I can't really say, because I haven't used any other brand, so I can't really make much of an opinion. Your Brita broke? You mean you let your whole like plastic container snap in half or something? All right. Well, anyways, I gotta say, if you want to make your water taste like extra good, you know, you get that Brita back, because it's gonna taste a little bit extra sweet, because apparently, like, you know, those little bits inside the filter, it has like some sort of voodoo magic going on and just tastes extra good. And that's what my country did all the way back. All right, back to this boring topic, which is fixing stuff. See, it's so much more fun to create new stuff than it is to fix stuff, but I put down today's agenda and I intend on accomplishing it. So today might not be the most exciting, but that's why it is a simple, like, it's a simple test stream. That's why I didn't even number it, but I'm not sure if I should to begin with anyways, because it's kind of depressing when you just like get recommended like a game dev stream and it says like game dev number 79 and each one is like 8 hours long, and then you like click into it and it's just like some dude coding in like total darkness and he's like not saying anything. It's depressing because it hits a little too close to home, I suppose. But anyways, okay, back to here. And I think I remember what was going on. We were trying to go to the button and we were trying to look at this. So you can see here, I have code running on like when you click the button, right? And we're calling level editor dot change object, and this one says 0. This one says 1, 2, 3, and then this one says 7 for no reason. So if we're following the logic, right, then this one, it should go from 3 to 4. So let's change this to 4. Hit save, hit play, and then let's take a look. You know, I am getting like a certain vibe that the way I stream kind of feels like educational and stuff. And you know, I would be pretty down. There we go. So yeah, the object selection border, it works again. Level finish for some reason doesn't. And let's take a look. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I would love to make like an educational series, like a tutorial series, you know. In the future, I actually plan on being like a game design or game development professor. I would love to like teach at the college that I go to right now. That would be a total dream and a half. So let's see what's going on here. This is 4. This is 5. I think this one should be here. Okay, and then 5, and this is 6. Okay, so it seems like it isn't wrong. So let's take another look. It could. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it wasn't working properly because I'm pretty sure I made some of the code based off of like the order in which like the child object is in relation to the siblings. And what I just did is like I just flipped it around because I remember explicitly thinking and noting that like the object selection square has to be the last. So yeah, we fixed that really quick. That was really easy. I have no idea where I am. Who am I? All right, there we go. We fixed that. I would love to make a check mark, but I don't know how. So, Windows, how to type check. 252. How do you type check mark? Alt 251. Okay. Alt 251. Boom. You see that? Isn't that amazing? If you guys didn't know that, like the alt numpad stuff, it's like a way to just type specific symbols. So if I hit alt and hit 111, I get okay. O isn't as exciting. All right, let's go with 1 2 3. You get curly bracket. All right, but 252. All right, 253, 254. Oh my goodness, 255, 256, so on and so forth. We got 257. Yo, we are getting every symbol known to mankind. Let's go with like 600. What's 600 give me? Oh wow. Let's go with 700. Oh, interesting. Let's go with 900, and so on and so forth. What, you know, that's some exciting stuff. Windows alt numpad codes. You know, you just go online and search it up. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay, we got alt 1. Look at that. Look at that. Alt 1. And you get a smiley face. Like, checkmate Mac users. Like, let's see what you can do, right? Real life hacking. And you can have like a colored smiley face. I mean, and this works with anything, you know? Like, look at that. All right, let's go with alt 3. Alt 3, heart. Got the heart. Anyways, I'm gonna copy paste that and put that in the chat and see what it turns into. Yeah, we got some interesting. So some symbols are supported in like the YouTube emoji system, and some are not. So you can see the filled in smiley face. Let me put this here. You see that? This filled in smiley face? It stays the way it is. So let's go with alt 3. No. Alt 2. Alt numpad 2 is officially one of our new emojis. You know why? Because we're game devs around here, right? And when we're game devs, we care about compatibility amongst different systems. And if you hit alt 1 and you press enter and it turns into something else, right? You don't want it to be mutable, right? You want it to be non-fungible. In a way, this is our non-fungible token. It's our NFT. No one can mutilate it, and no one can change it because this is ours. So alt numpad 2, guys, remember that this is our thing. Okay, continuing on. We're gonna have to close this. Okay, love you, Steam. Thank you. Bye bye. All right, so with this one, we're gonna alt 2, and we're gonna put the smiley face next to it. Okay, so I am a little bit dreading doing this today, making the navigational blah blah blah. But I think I know how we would do it. So let me tap into my inner brain and remember to hydrate, boys. Hydro homies. I gotta think real carefully about this. So I guess the first thing would be to make buttons that could like scroll left and right. So basically what I want, right? Let's take out the paint. Okay. Okay, got it. Whoa, they changed the look? No way, my guy. No way. Okay, so here's what we have right now, right? And the idea, this is the, oh goodness. All right, let's, how do you control this? Okay. This one's the old one. And this one's the new one, right? So the idea is we want to like, okay, maybe we can make those go away. But I want like these chevrons on the side. And then like whatever set, it's like we go from 1 to 3. And then it ends at 5, right? But because we have the page system, I would make this 6 and 7. And when you hit this button, it goes to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Something like that. So first thing we're gonna have to work on is making the chevron. So we're gonna have to make chevron. Let's make it more clear. Navigational chevron. Right, very cool. So how are we going to do this? Well, we're gonna have to do something fancy. So what I like to do to make my new UI, I recently got a new iPad Pro for the first time because I knew that I was going to be a creative. So we're going to go ahead and connect the iPad to the PC. we're gonna turn on that screen sharing thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Okay, we are broadcasting as far as I know. We're gonna hit this button. And boom! Welcome to my iPad. And the first thing we're gonna do is open Fruit Ninja. And turns out I don't have the subscription to the App Store anymore. So that's funny. Okay. And so here's what I really like to do. I got Procreate because Procreate's awesome. Hey, check this artwork I made, guys. It's not even finished. I was just following a tutorial, and I got tired of it because it was just follow this step, no, follow this step, and follow this step. But here's another thing that I made. This one's the actual Procreate. Anyways, gotta stop getting sidetracked. So you can see here that I made a white circle. And over here, this is the object selection square that I made. So I'm going to show you my Procreate skills. Let's go with a square for an empty canvas. We're gonna go here. This is just a simple background. We don't need that right now, but honestly, it would be useful. So I'm gonna turn this on, and I'm just gonna grab this yellow. Nice art, thank you. I mean, I gotta say, I'm trying to work on my art skills so that I can truly create a good game by myself. And this is the very beginning. Okay, so we have the yellow background. I don't like having a white background, especially since like a lot of the things that I make are completely white. It's because if they're completely white, when you throw them into Unity, then you can color them. So for example, you can see the object selection square here, right? If I go here and I play around with the color wheel like this, right? Now I can change it to any color I want, but through code in Unity. Instead of having to like create a green one in Procreate and then upload it and then like have it change between the different pictures, I can instead change the color programmatically, which is like way better because you can do some fancy stuff, right? What if you wanted it to change colors like 5 times a second, right? And what if you wanted it to like transition like smoothly from one to the next? Like what if you wanted it to do something like this, right? You wouldn't be able to do that if you like made 13 or 32 different colors and stuff like that. All right, back to here. So we're gonna make a chevron, boys, and the more clear it is, the better. Yeah, fine tip, right? Whatever, who cares? And I forgot how to make the. All right, let's just go with this. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, so this is the size. Is it because? Doesn't matter. Let's go with this, I suppose. I mean, anything works, right? Because all I want is something like this. Yeah, you see that? So if you like long hold or long press Procreate, it will just give you something like this, and it'll like kind of interpret for you and make it shape for you. It's nice. And look, yeah, that is smart. Thank you. I mean, my job here is to divulge all the game dev info that you guys want to know. So here's the next step. So I just realized that I actually did something wrong. I made a black triangle, but I don't want that. I want a pure white one. So I learned in the Procreate tutorial that if you just double tap one of these, it snaps to like a perfect color. So basically like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? There's all of these perfect colors, and we're gonna go with pure white. And we're going to drag this and make it white. Oh, look at that. I used to think like, a touch screen could never be a keyboard with like a billion different buttons, because then you could like have every tool at your disposal with the press of a button. But Procreate, man, those guys, like, I'm pretty sure they collabed with like Adobe or something. They thought about everything, and they've made it so that simple gestures make everything so easy. You see that? It's like the difference between like, okay, first I gotta get the bucket tool, right? And on a lot of if you were like on Photoshop, you would hit the B button for bucket, and then you'd go select your color, and then you would click like here, and then boom, you finally get the thing. But here you see the color palette thing. And also I'm such a nerd about this because like another, like, because game design and user experience, they nowadays people kind of say they kind of go hand in hand. And so I really like user experience and like in menu stuff, and we're working on the menu today, right? So this is something to like take into mind. And it's like the same button or the same interface, because that's the keyword here, right? The same interface that takes you and selects colors, right? It also has a different functionality, and like I just really like that. And you can see here that there's a bit of an issue. The white that of the triangle, and oh, you can't really see it on my screen share, but I don't, you just have to like take my word for it. But the white of the triangle and the fill, it's incorrect. The fill is a little bit too dark, so we're going to need to do something about that. And we're changing thresholds. Oh, this isn't working, is it? Well, it is what it is. But if you can't tell from here, maybe Unity wouldn't be able to tell as well. Let's see what happens. So we have our chevron now. It doesn't look the way I want it to, I feel like. Okay, this doesn't sit well with me, so I'm gonna make one more layer just in case. I'm gonna do everything one more time, but make sure that I have the correct colors. I'm gonna draw this triangle. Yep, and it's gonna create, oh, oops. It's gonna create this equilateral triangle. You know what, maybe I don't want an equilateral one. Maybe I want one that's like wider than it is, or taller than it is wide, right? Something like this. Oh, oops. Okay, is it? Okay, it is a triangle. Oh wow, I can edit it. Wow, look at that, and see, you can see the pivot points here, so you can make sure that it truly is like the corner is truly in the middle of it. Oops. This is the transform tool, right? If I recall. Yeah, you know what? This is good enough. Okay, we're gonna go here. I'm gonna fill it again, and finally we have something that I like. Okay. So now, oh, oops. Oh, I zoomed out, and I could see that it's like a little bit skewed. So let's do a tiny bit of rotation. I don't know how to rotate this thing properly. Does that look better? That I feel, okay, let's turn the background back on so that it's easier to see. Oops. Delete, 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 delete. That's how you delete. There we go. Oh shoot, I deleted the actual thing. Okay, we're trying one. Whew. We are trying one more time. Okay, we are gonna try one more time. This time with the background on, so I guess it's easier to see. Like this, and like this, and like this. This isn't what I'm looking for. And usually I would just like whip this up like super quick because it doesn't really matter how good it is. But I just want to have some fun today, and that's what we're gonna do. Oh, oops. Okay, we are really messing this up. Okay, go here, do some editing real quick. Yep, that looks pretty good if you ask me. Make sure it's parallel and stuff. I mean, I'm kind of like, we all have that inner perfectionist in us, and sometimes you just gotta let it go. So if you see this chevron in your game menu, you don't really question it, do you? I know I wouldn't. How about we take a look at it from this direction? Yeah, just something seems off about it, doesn't it? Let's go with this. Oh, it doesn't work like that. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Does this work? Oh, 50, oh shoot. Control Z, 50 canvas. Look at that. No, not it, that is not it. Okay, good enough, boys. We're just gonna go with this because it doesn't matter. If we want to make a better like UI in the future, we can do so. So here's what I like to do. Some professionals would probably upload this directly to their PC and stuff like that, but I know a better way. First, you turn it into a PNG, and then wait, does this? Okay, you got the cloud, you got the blah. This is not what I want. This is what I want. And we're just gonna send it to myself like this, and boom, there we have it. You just send it to yourself, Every time you look at the triangle, you notice it isn't centered. I'm trying my best, okay? But I'm trying my best. Look. When we throw it into Unity, nobody will notice, okay? No one will notice. All right, time to close our iPad. Cancel that. We're gonna go somewhere else. And just don't mention it, okay, boys? Okay, we're gonna go here and we're gonna open in browser. And there we go. It doesn't look like much right now, but we're just gonna save this image. We're gonna call it uncentered triangle. Okay? Alright? I got I am just as aware as you guys are. And we're oops. We're gonna go back here. Okay. We're gonna go to here. We're gonna click on the UI folder. Always keep everything nice and sorted, guys, because one day you're gonna try to find it and you'll never find it. Alright, we're gonna go here. Boom! Uncentered triangle. Goodness gracious, right? And oh, actually, I realized something. There's one thing that I forgot to do. I should have cropped the canvas as much as I could. So I'm gonna go back to the iPad and we're gonna do that real quick. And just so that you guys can see what's going on, we're gonna go ahead and throw the iPad view back in. Is this not working? Broadcast already. Okay, there we go. Okay, back to here. And we're gonna go here, turn the thingy back on. So with the canvas, I'm gonna crop and resize and... Wait, isn't there an automatic thing for this? Whatever, I'm just gonna do it manually today. Like, who cares? Oh yeah, you can you can see it's not perfect. All right, what do you say, boys? Should we go with the equilateral triangle where Procreate helps me do everything, or do we go with this one since we're already here? What do you think? Because you know me, I'm a game developer, and if something's already been made, I might just go with that one, even though it's not perfect. It's hard, it's hard to swallow, but sometimes time constraints. Okay, this looks like it's better. So we're gonna have to send this again. How do we send this? Oh, no, please. Okay, turn the background off. Go to, oh no. We're going to go here, share. We're gonna hit that PNG. We're gonna export and we're gonna send it to myself. There we go. Cancel that and download the new uncentered chevron triangle. Oops, cancel, go here, open in browser. Please make it an equilateral. We are, we're talking about efficiency today. All right, we're going, also, I think I really would make it perfect normally, but now that I know it bothers people, I'm gonna keep it in. All right, we're gonna delete this. I'm gonna go here, uncentered triangle.png. It will haunt you. Yeah, I know it will. Okay, but you see, like, I'll get back to it one day. Okay, 5 years from now, I will make a true centered triangle, and it will be the quality of life update of all time. But right now, you gotta deal with it because it's what I whipped up in this little stream that I did. Okay, so let's go ahead and try dragging this in. It doesn't work. It's gotta be a sprite 2D and UI, and I know this because I've done this before. So first thing we're gonna have to do I see we have a fellow perfectionist in the chat, but at least I have the superpower to ignore and be unbothered. I say that, but I know I'm gonna be bothered as well. Let's see. No, see, look, it looks fine, guys. We're gonna scale this up. Is it like this? I'll just do it here. Why is it unlinked? We're gonna scale this up. Okay, that does kind of bother me because you can see that it's not perfect. Listen. It's a placeholder, okay? It's just a placeholder, okay? Like, there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, so we don't want it to be a sprite render. We want it to be a UI image. So we're gonna take something that's already a UI element, my bad. And we're gonna bring it all the way here. And we're gonna bring this all the way here. And let's change this. Close that. Change the image to uncentered triangle. The scale seems wrong. And we all know that. It's a button. How do I clear this? Reset. There we go. And I'm gonna reset this. I'm going to reset this. And take a look at this. Throw the image in. Was it always looking like that? Why is it so wide? Why does it insist on being so wide? Is it because... Ah, that's why. Okay. I guess in the end, it never really mattered how big we made the triangle, because I was just going to scale it in the rectangular transform anyways. Lamau. You see, some things they just don't work. They don't work out the way you want it to. In that case, we're definitely making that equilateral triangle. How about this? I promise you guys this, okay? We're gonna do it at the end of the stream, okay? We're gonna make the triangle like proper, okay? We're not gonna have this wonky triangle, but as we like to call it in the industry, time constraints force us to use these placeholders, okay? Okay, so we're going to need to change the layout of this thing. As much as I don't want to, we're going to have to. So let's change this. And let's move everything this way. Where's the none button? Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. So as I remember now, the none selection should always be present, right? So now here's the question, right? If none is always going to be in the selection, hold on. Let's rename this one. I'm gonna call this the chevron now because it makes sense to call it so. Let's go with 100 for width and 200 for height. Okay, that's a little too big. Let's go with 75 and 150. Yeah, that looks better, right? And so here's the like the question, or not really. It's not really a question, but you would normally think, right? Let's move this here, and let's rotate this thing 90. No, it's the z-axis, isn't it? Yeah, 180 degrees this way, right? And now we have like the menu, right? The menu, and let's just order it in the order, like order the hierarchy in the order at which we see it in the actual menu. That was a mistake, box selecting everything there. But yeah. Oh god, that was a mistake. I knew it. Let's not do that in the future. Let's not do that. But this is what I'm currently thinking about. Okay, so let's move everything. Oh, we gotta include this too. Let's move everything this way, right? So now, right, the idea is like, okay, hey, you're using object 1 or object 2. Now you want object like, okay, now we're gonna change this as well. This is gonna be called object 6, right? We're gonna have to change the text, object 6. The font seems to be incorrect. So go here, Control C, Control V. That looks good. But here's the whole thing, right? Like none, when you flip through the pages, right? This none never really changes. So the new question is, right? Wouldn't it be more logical to make the menu look like? Wouldn't it be more logical to make the menu look like this instead, right? But then like the question is like, is that even the move? And I think right now it might look a little weird, but I think this is the move. So let's just go with this. Okay, yeah, the triangles are definitely bothering me as well. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna fix it by the end, right? Okay, so we have the triangles down. Oh, the none. Okay, so let me demonstrate it. So the idea is that when you create your level, Um. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, anyway, so we gotta fix that in the future. But when you create a level, sometimes you want to be placing blocks down, right? But there are times in which you want to just not be placing blocks, but instead just be selecting stuff like this. Like you want to click on this and then you want to like move it and stuff like that. You just want your mouse to be free. Like you just want your mouse to be doing nothing. So this is basically like no object, like the selection. So for example, right, I'm gonna be placing some blocks, right? And maybe you place a block down and you're like, oh, this block, this one in particular, I want to move it. So you click none and you select this object that you already placed. Or maybe like you just want to right click something, you know, or something like that. So that's what the none button is for. It's for basically a better name for it would be no object, right? So I guess I could call it no object, but right now it's just called none. I guess it makes more sense to me that way. Okay, let's first see if these are aligned. They are not aligned. Yikes. Let's just line it up by hand for now. So let's see. So what was happening earlier, right, was that the object selection square was going to the wrong place. So let's see how the code works again. Ah, okay. I feel like this code should be working. So we'll make the object selection square go to the... Oh, the child order is completely wrong. Okay, that's why. So we're gonna have to move chevrons around. This is not right. So now that, so basically the way I coded it is that this object one has to be the first child. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. So let's go ahead and take a look. So the object selection square. Ah, there we go. So yeah. And then what is this? Child count -1. Oh, I see. So I think to fix what we have, the problem that we have, we need to make the none button the last in the parent order. Let's see. Hit that play button again. Take a look. Take a little look. Object, none. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. Fine by me. Let's see. And then the arrows work. Okay, cool. We're gonna need to make a little window indicating what page we're on as well. It's primitive, but it has to do the trick for now. Okay, we're getting some errors. Post initialization is wrong. The index is out of range. Okay, so we gotta go here. And we gotta look at the button and see what value it assigns. It's -1. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna need to type some code for if this, I think. All right, take a look again. Chain, blah, blah, blah. I'm so lost. No. I can't say that. This is my thing. Let's see. Yeah, this is, all right, okay. If, where's change object? All right, we're in. We are truly a game development stream now, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta take a look at this. How many lines of code do I have? I don't know. Because, okay, so I guess I could say on the actual level editor script that I made here, this is one script that I've made, right? You can see on the level editor manager, there's another script, right? But on one singular script right now, this one says it has like 425 lines of code. Let's take a look at the player controller script, because that's probably the fattest one, right? This is the player controller script. It's in charge of keeping track of like the inputs and the movement in the air and the animations. And let's take a look at how many lines of code this one is. So we're in the player controller script now, and this one's also around like 450, right? So, and everything you see here, it's every script that I've ever made. 1, 2, 3, 4, blah blah blah. You can see over here in the preview. Some of them are big, some of them are small. Like this one's tiny, right? Like this one's just like 5 lines. So if I had to guess, I don't know, more than 5, technically the truth. That's how many lines of code I have in my project. But you can imagine if a fat project or a fat script has like 500 lines, and some have more, right? But as for how many I've typed, I don't know. This one's probably like 10,000 at this point. That's my guess. It's not a good guess though. There's no widget for seeing how many lines of code you have for Unity. Respect. Yeah, that's anything for the grind, my guy. But I will say for my previous game, Abalite, there is like a widget that lets you see how many lines of code that you wrote. And for Abalite, I wrote 19,000 lines of code, and it wasn't even finished. It was like 30% finished. So with this one, my guess it's like 10,000 because Sentient Cube is simpler than Abalite by essence. However, some features in Sentient Cube got really fat, like the replay system. That one was fat, and the fact that there's like multiple cameras, like different types of cameras, that's also fat. I keep getting flashbacks to Abalite times, and one of these days I'm gonna revisit that. But for now, all my focus is gonna go into Sentient Cube. All right, let's go back and take a look. What were we doing again? I forgot. Oh, right. I mean, I don't want to do bug fixes, honestly, on stream. I'll do them like off screen. So for now, let's just make it so that we're gonna go to the level editing UI. Current page. He needs an Abalite too, guys. So let's see. This is actually kind of complicated, but for now, I'm gonna make a system, and in the level editing UI, I'm gonna make a new variable. It's gonna be an integer, and it's gonna be called current page. I know there's an object above called current page. I think I'm allowed to make it go away. Oh, I see. Okay. So I'm currently using that. I'm just gonna call it something else. Page number. All right, let's go with page number. I just want a number, right? So right now this is gonna be 0. And let's see. Level editor dot change object, right? Yeah, let's go. Let's start expand. So you see how like I could add code to like the code in the level editor manager, right? But it's already big enough as it is, and it's already like managing like a bunch of stuff. It's managing the save data, it's managing the level, like the objects inside. It's also managing the import, so basically when you hit save and when you hit load, right? And as for this is an object that's like in charge of all of like the UI elements. So as a result, I'm actually going to make all of the UI code starting here in the level editing UI. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna create a new method. It's gonna be called change page, and it's going to take an integer my number, and so it's just simply going to add whatever number you put in for my number, right? Cool. So far nothing's happening because when you hit the button, we're going to make it so that when you hit the button, it's going to call code within level editing UI. And what code is that? It's going to be change page. And I don't know why it's not showing up. I've had this before, and it's actually kind of sad. Is it because I put it in the wrong? No, I didn't. I've had this before. Usually this just works. See, you see how that one works? I mean, like, I don't get it. Yeah, there's no... Interesting. Let's just do this, Control-C, Control-V, call this something else, hit save, go here. Ah, there's a coding, there's a code error, and that's why it wasn't saving. Hit save, go back to this. We don't need this anymore. I'm pretty sure change page is gonna show up. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the load, and once it loads, we're gonna go here. Change page is here. So if we're on the chevron on the left, right? And then there's a chevron on the right. So if we're on the chevron on the left, we want to go back one page, right? So I need to type -1 for this, right? So basically, if I'm pressing the chevron on the left, it's gonna give me -1 for my number, and then it's gonna run this code, which means page number plus equals my number. Very cool. And on the one on the right, we're going to make sure it does the same thing. This one's gonna be +1. Cool. So now, right, if I press play, you see here page number, right? We have a new variable, it's page number. And you can't see it right now, but I can drag this in, what I see on my other monitor. And you can see the page number is here, right? And, oh, what is this? Okay, we have issues, but for now we're just trying to test the functionality. I'm gonna get a snack. Go ahead, Greg. We're gonna test the functionality of these chevrons, and they work. You see, every time I click this, we're changing the page number. But you see, there's no such thing as like -1 page. Right? So we're going to need to make some exceptions into this function. So if page number is greater than 0, then actually no, this doesn't make sense. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do the operation, I guess, and then we're gonna check if page number less than equal to 0 or less than 0, then page number will be 0. There will be a 0 at page number. It will be the default one. Because if you think about how computers think, 0 is the first element for basically everything. So page 1 is actually index 0, and then page 2 will be index equals 1. All right, back to what we were doing. Take a look at this page number and hit left, and page number is 0. Cool. But when we hit the right, page number is increasing. Very cool. And then when we go back, page number goes back. Very nice. We got some functionality, ladies and gentlemen. So, because I think it's cool and funny, I'm going to make it so that we have an actual page display. And what better way to do it than by reusing whatever is already here? Yeah, this UI isn't the best, but it's functional. Let's go with page display. And it's not supposed to be a button, so we're gonna turn that off. And we're gonna make this UI element a little darker. Oh, it's too transparent. We have to do something about that. It's because it's a UI mask. So I guess we're gonna have to use this. It's a UI sprite, right? Yep, and then it's gonna end up looking like this, but we can do something about it. It has a border, I don't know why, and I don't like that. It's just the nature of... Yeah, okay, I don't like any of this. Yeah, let's just go with this. It's primitive, you know. Nothing I can do for now. I'm gonna do this page. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Oh, and we're gonna add this. We're gonna make a page display. Alt-2. Oh, oops, cancel. We're gonna make a page display. Let's see. We're going to need to make the width of this. And then what? How do we move the text? We move it like this. This doesn't seem right. There we go. Move it a tiny bit. This way. Do that. And then let's just like... Oh, I see what they're trying to do here. Yeah, let's go with that. Something like that. And this... Okay, cool. And... Hello, Greg. Welcome back. We are currently making this page display work. So right now, this page display, it's not really doing much. It's just saying page. And the idea is we want it to change based on this page number thing, right? So, he got a brownie, boys. He got, I mean, I could use a brownie right now. I could use a snack, but it's all right. The grind comes first. So one thing that we're gonna have to do is we have to have a reference to... Oh wow, okay. We have to have a reference to the actual text in order to change what it says. So I'm going to public TMP. No, it's like Pro GUI. Yeah, text mesh Pro U GUI. And then this is going to be called page text, right? So when we go here, when we click on the level editing UI, we're going to see something called page text, and right now it's nothing. So the idea is we're going to go ahead and drag the page display in here. And now we have a way to access the page text. So what are we going to do with page text? Well, every time we change a page, let's also change the text. So page text dot set text, right? And then I can set any text in here. I'm gonna do page, right? And then I'm gonna add page number. So from I do think that this should work. I'm gonna add a 0. And yeah, I wish I could work on the UI a little more, but right now I'm just gonna make it as primitive as I can. Gotta work on functionality first. Okay, so we have page 0 right now. How many pages are we thinking of having? Well, the more objects I make, the more pages I'm gonna have. But right now, I only have 1 page, right? And oh, it shouldn't be page 0. But basically, if we're thinking 6 objects is 1 page, then if I have 12 objects, it's gonna be 2 pages. If I have like 13, we'll need a 3rd page. And the answer would be by the end of everything, I would just want to have as many pages that I have objects. But of course, I know I can't go overboard, right? Like 100 pages is way too many, because then you have to click like 99 times to get to the 100th page and stuff like that. So basically, I feel like settling on a solid like 30 to 40 objects is a good number for pages. But at the same time, I'm also gonna have folders. So basically, like when you're level editing, you're gonna have like a folder for like functional objects, like checkpoints, dead zones, maybe invisible boxes. But then there's also gonna be like decorative items, or maybe there's gonna be items that are like to interact with. So basically blue, red, green, purple blocks, right? So maybe 5 pages of each kind of thing, right? But then again, right, if you think about it, you navigate to the folder for like the colored blocks, and right now we only have like 3 or 4 of them. So the colored blocks folder isn't even gonna need pages, whereas the decorations folder is gonna need a ton, something like that. I think that's what we're gonna go with. But right, so let's see if the page display works properly. We're gonna hit 1 for this one. We're gonna hit play. It's working hard right now. Oh goodness, I hate that sound. Access denied, cancel. Something's going on. We're gonna not screw with that. Navigate to something else and then hit play again. Okay, it works this time, good. Don't save. Okay, so it says page 1. And then when I hit this button, nothing's changing. Oh wait, there we go. It's changing. Okay, page 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the 0 shouldn't be happening. I know that. Let's see. Let's see. Page number +1, right? I think that's all that we need to do. So even though the variable page number will be 0, what the user sees on the front end is they're gonna see page number is equal to 1. So it's gonna start at 1, and then when we hit, isn't that funny? It's the the way the computer thinks. It's not giving me, so if like when page number is 0, right? It's not giving me 0 + 1 is equal to 1. That's what I want. It's giving me 0 and then 1. So when page number is equal to 1, it's not giving me 1 + 1 equals to 2. I want 2. It's giving me 1 and 1. So I think what we need to do here is just add these parentheses. And this should be good. Let's go ahead. I don't want you to give me 1, 1, okay? I just want you to give me 2. Yeah, there we go. All right. It's kind of funny. Yeah, that's how a computer thinks. That's what they teach you in like computer science class, like 1. It's the first day, you know. So, and you know that is funny, because if I were to do this, page number plus page number, right? And let's do this like 4 times. Let's do that. You would think that it would be like, okay, let's say we're on page 1, right? And the way a human thinks is like, okay, if we're on page 1, then this would be 1, 4 times, so we would have 4, right? But the moment I hit like next, we get 1111. And then I hit next again, we get 2222. So this is the code, and the computer is like, yeah, this is fine, this is perfect. But the human is like, this is not what I'm looking for. I do not want that. So let's go back and make sure that we put those parentheses down. Control S. And there we go. Okay, so we have the page numbers working now. So all that's left would be to make the pages actually do something. They're very, very cool. Because right now, all we're doing is just... Where is it? This one. We're just changing an integer, you know? The integer right now doesn't actually do anything. So, let's see. We're going to need to do quite a bit of things. This is gonna be quite the hurdle, but page display is a go, right? This is something, what I'm about to do is something quite complicated. How long has the stream been running, by the way? Let me see. This might be the last thing that we do for today. How long has it been going? Let's see. How do I see? Is it here? 75 minutes. Okay. So we've been going on for 75 minutes. Okay, so I think a 2-hour stream would be pretty good. There is one last thing we're going to need to do. This is quite complicated, right? But right now, okay, yeah, basically an hour. We're going to need to make these buttons change based on what objects they are corresponding to. Right now, they only correspond to one thing. So in order to see the changes that we make, we're going to need to change the text so that it's the actual title of what object they are representing. This is going to be quite complicated. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to grab the addresses of all of the text elements. Just like how you saw I was grabbing the address of the text element for the page display, I'm going to need to grab all of this. And I could do it manually, but that is not the programmer way. We would rather do it automatically. Am I a music guy? Yeah, I would suppose I'm a music guy. You can't really see it, but I play guitar. I've been playing guitar for like 13 years. And everybody says this, and I say it too. I would like to get into like composition and producing music so that I can make music for my games. But yeah, I would say that I am a music guy. I'm completely self-taught though, so I don't actually know how to read like sheet music, and I don't understand music theory. But one of these days I'm gonna get to it. Maybe at the end of the stream I could show you guys what I can do too, like with the guitar. I could strum a chord or two. I am also a singer as well, and I used to do a little bit of rap as well. But for the most part, right now, I am a singer, and I play guitar, and I can also play the saxophone, but I don't own one. I just borrowed the school saxophone for 2 years, and I learned through those means. So overall, just think of me as a classic guitar dude, and not as in like I'm a classical guitarist, more like a classic and then acoustic guitar dude. That's what I am. Okay, so first thing we're gonna need to do, listening to music is like the only thing I use my free time for. Music unites the world, you know? You really do love your hip hop. That is your thing. And I feel like music is it's a great way to experience life, really, because music is like a medium to kind of convey like ideas, emotion, thoughts, just basically anything that like makes humans alive. Music can convey. So I feel like in a way, right, listening to music all the time, you are living the lives of others. You are making your own life more full. And that's why I love music, because I want to share my thoughts, but I also want to experience others too. Thoughts, emotions, ideas, everything. Maybe one day, sounds a little corny, but maybe one day I could make music about the things that I love. That would be game dev. Um, I mean, there's a lot of things that I love, right? I'm quite a multifaceted person, and that's what I think about for game development as well. I was talking to like this friend that I met like last Friday, and he's also a game dev, and we were both agreeing about how like difficult it is to be a game developer because you have to wear so many hats. You have to do so much. And a lot of people think to themselves like the biggest hurdle when it comes to game dev is, as you can see in front of you, all of this code. But we agreed on one thing, or we agreed on many things, but here's one thing that we agreed on, and it's that the programming, ironically, is actually the simplest part of game dev, because when it comes to programming, um, there is a point in which you can just simply code and create code where it suffices and it is good enough. But with art and music and design, these things are things that can always be improved. And these things are things that you have to nurture. These are skills that can only come over like hours and hours and years of effort and feedback and improvement. And so when it comes to game dev and people who are trying to like get into the game industry or just trying to just make their own stuff, I want to say that don't think of like your current skill set as not enough. You might think that you can't code or that you can't do something, but whatever you already have is that much more valuable than what you don't have. So for my like from my experience, right? One thing that I focused on was the code. That's kind of a trap that a lot of people fall into. I wanted to be the best coder I could so that I could make the best game that I could. But once I got deep enough, I realized that, well, you can make a really good game, but you also need to make it look good. But not only that, it's not just that. You know what's the most important thing about game design? It's in the name. It's in the design aspect. You can make a game that has the most terrible code, and a game that has the most terrible art, and a game that has the most terrible music and sound. The first version of Sentient Cube came without sound, and it can still be a good game as long as the design is really good. What makes a good game? It's something that people enjoy playing. It's not something with good programming. It's not something with good art. It's something that people enjoy playing. And the only way to achieve that is to have good design. I might go and try game dev one day. It looks really fun. Hell yeah. I feel like game dev is something that all gamers should take a look at, because it sounds ridiculous, but you know how in Ratatouille, the chef Cousteau, he says anyone can cook. What I want to say is that anyone can game dev. I started from nothing. How I began is my beginning was like in 7th grade. It was time for me to study for my midterm, and naturally I didn't want to. So what did I do? Started looking into some game dev. I got into game dev. There was this little thing called Game Maker Studio. I downloaded that, and instead of studying over the weekend, I put in a solid 20 hours into game dev, into making a tiny little project. I never knew how to code. I looked up some tutorials, and I learned online. And all that stuff is online now. So if you're wondering if you could ever get to a point where you can just like have a project and there's just so much stuff that you could talk about it for a year and you couldn't even like, finish talking about it, just keep in mind that we all start somewhere. I started from nothing, and that's not even the main point. It's not about where you start. It's about where you eventually are going to end up. And right now, right, I think to myself, this doesn't feel like a lot, or that it's not enough. But I have to remind myself too that it's not about where we began, where we are right now. It's where you eventually end up. People don't care about who started the marathon. Well, maybe they do, but what really matters is who finishes. So some people can take years. I've taken years, you know. And as long as you just do a little bit every day, slowly but surely, one day you're gonna find that you're somewhere that you never expected to be. So just like all the motivational speakers out there, I gotta say the same words because it works. You know, the best time to start is yesterday, and also today. Today is a great time to start too. And if you've got an interest, there's nothing stopping you from downloading a free software and just clicking some buttons on your keyboard and just making something out of nothing. You turn your calories in your body into something. What's like what you see right here. And who knows, maybe one day you can make money off of it. I would be a great motivational speaker. Well, I feel like I would like that too. I would love to be a motivational speaker because I would like to think that I sympathize with other human beings a lot. I know how to talk. I'm proud of that. Thank you. It's a very high compliment. It's something that I aim for a lot. I just want to inspire, and I want to educate and inform. That is my thing. In the future, if there's anyone who would like knowledge and for me to convey that knowledge, I would be more than happy to relay what I know to other people. And that's why I'm working so hard to understand the things around me and the things that I love, so that I am well equipped to answer questions and to relay this information. I'm learning as much as I can about code and game dev and everything. And I'm a bit ashamed to admit that everything I know is self-taught. At the same time, I'm proud of that too, because it shows that anyone can start from nothing. I'm proud of that. But the reason why I'm a little ashamed is because it would mean that I'm not able to kind of teach people about the true practices that are in the industry. But my time will come. One day I'm going to get hired by some big shot company, and I'm going to soak up all the information that they have for me. And eventually, 10 years after that, it's going to be my job to relay that new information that I got. It's my job to bundle it up into a digestible format, and I'm going to put my course on there. I'm going to teach people how to make games, because I feel like sometimes, the best ideas come from the people you least expect. The best ideas probably come from the people who least know how to program, because it's usually, the people who can put themselves in the shoes of the players that can do the best design, the best game design. They make the best games. Whereas people who are just constantly faced with code, they start to think in a different way. But of course, there's also the idea of like subcultures and sub niches. And for example, Factorio is a super popular game amongst programmers. People love to optimize code, and people also love to optimize their factories. So really, what my point is that everybody has a cup of tea, and whatever cup of tea you have is probably part of what you are as a gamer, and could also become a part of you as a game designer. I think everyone should design. Yeah, if you love Factorio, I'm a Factorio dude as well. I haven't played in a while, and I've actually been quite interested in Satisfactory, but at the time when it came out, my PC wasn't strong enough to run it. Now I have a big beefy one, so maybe I'm gonna get into that. Maybe we could do a little stream of that and see what happens. Okay, so let's recap about what we were about to do. This is gonna be quite complicated, but the first thing that we're gonna need to do is we need to create an array that holds all text addresses. best bug killing game on the market. And well, you know, I gotta say, I just you know, the recent Helldivers 2 craze. I am a big fan of Helldivers 1. I've played basically all of Arrowhead Studios games, so Magicka with the first, and Helldivers 1. And Helldivers 2 is as good as everyone says it is. And it did kind of make my wallet cry when I had to pay $40 for it. And right now, it's not the best experience because the servers are overloading, so half the time you can't even get in. But when you actually get to play, especially when you're playing with the boys, it's like good, simple fun. And in Helldivers, you know, you kill bugs. So I gotta say, yeah, you haven't gotten it yet. When you do, hit me up. Okay, we gotta do like a Sentient Cube community Helldivers missions, you know, like the classic. It's a good way to unwind and classic fun. You can, if you haven't seen like videos reviewing it, yeah, you could take a look because Helldivers 2, from a game designer's perspective, it's like very well done. Simply because Helldivers 1 had a really good gameplay loop. They basically had Helldivers 1 as a prototype to Helldivers 2. Basically like not much can go wrong because Helldivers 2 is like almost a carbon copy of Helldivers 1. It's just that it's third person. It has like a completely different engine. So anything that can go wrong would be on like the micro aspect where maybe like the gunplay doesn't feel good or blah blah blah. So all they had to do was focus on that. As for the gameplay loop and the overall macro of the game, what's happening every hour or over a week, the gameplay experience is great. You know, you hop in with your boys, you do a little mission, upgrade your equipment with the rewards that you got, stuff like that. It's really early on though. You suck at typing, you know, it's fine. But yeah, it's really fun. But you know, keep this on the down low. But right now, I still think Helldivers 1 is the more solid game. Simply because Helldivers 1 has had like 10 years to like have content updates. So one thing that I realized that Helldivers 2, it's quite minimal. You can't really upgrade your guns. You can't really upgrade like your power-ups, and there's not a lot of customization. So everyone basically has like the same weapons and the same power-ups, but give it a few like months and they'll knock out the kinks. And give them a few years, oh man, I bet there would be like 20 different types of guns for every different type of playstyle out there. And yeah, you want to be a little sniper helping out your friends, punching through the heavy armored boys, or do you want to be like a dude with a flamethrower who's like mowing down all the little ones, you know? You're huge on Spelunky 2 right now? Spelunky 2, my guy. Like I have some really good memories with Spelunky. And you know, I gotta say, my first Twitch stream was actually I was playing Spelunky 2 because the main thing was I wanted to be able to engage with the stream, the audience. And Spelunky 2 was a game that I could play while kind of like with only half of my brain, so I could engage with the audience. And the whole idea was that like if I died in Spelunky 2, then anyone could issue like a challenge and it would be part of the pool. And I was doing like push-ups for deaths or stuff like that. That was the good old days. But that was okay. But that, you know, it's just good memories. Spelunky 2 is great. Spelunky 1 also great. We call that Spelunky HD because there's actually Spelunky Classic. It's like pixel art and stuff for the OGs out there. Okay, enough getting distracted. You know, I gotta say, if I could make a living off of streaming and doing like this kind of stuff, that'd be kind of great. You know, I love interacting with people and stuff like that. Good. Spelunky has a high skill ceiling. I gotta say, it's known as one of the OG roguelikes, right? And I stress the word roguelike and not roguelite, where, you know, in roguelites you have some form of permanent meta progression that helps you achieve the victory in a run. But with a roguelike, right, your first run, you are just as powerful as your 100th run. you have just as good of a chance of winning as much as like 5 months later when you play again. So the only thing that progresses is your knowledge, right? And your skills, and that's like, yeah, Isaac is also the grandfather of roguelikes. I would say that Isaac was probably what started the roguelike craze. And when I was making Abalite in middle school, and I released it in 2019, that was when I feel like I was part of the roguelike hype train. Now give it 5 more years, it's like completely oversaturated. Every game and their grandmother is a roguelike, you know. Okay. All right. Enough getting distracted, even though it's really fun just talking. Maybe we could have like a just chatting stream as well. Let's see. Okay, let's do a little bit of code because our code is important. So on the to-do list, we were trying to create an array. It's actually going to be an array list because that's all right. Close that. So we're gonna make public list text mesh pro uv. And we're gonna call this text list, right? So this is basically a list of all of the text that says object 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how do we assign this list? So we're gonna make a simple for loop. For int I is equal to 0. Okay, let's go here. Oh, is that not a thing? Okay. Your record on Cube right now is unbeatable. It is definitely super optimized, and it scares me how unbeatable it is. It scares me. Hey, when I released the Steam thing, I was thinking actually, like with version 4 or 5, like I should just release it as a demo, honestly, right now. And I'm going to postpone like the actual release of Cube for a pretty long time. But yeah, basically I just want to get some people playing, you know? So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on the Steam page and stuff like that. I know I've been saying like I'm going to release it in Steam, but this time it's for real. And we're gonna get some random people playing for sure. You know, I'm hoping that people join the server as well. We've actually got like this tiny little trickle of people coming into the server as well, so that's kind of fun. But anyways, actually, I'm actually interested. I want to see if the streaming thing is working. Oh, it's not. So we have a StreamCord bot in the server, and the idea is that every time I stream, it'll like ping people who are interested. So it's not up right now because today is supposed to be an experimental stream, but it's going great. So it's offline right now. We're gonna get it working next time. Remember, guys, next stream is supposed to be like Wednesday night. I will schedule it so you guys can just tune into it, and like YouTube will show you. You know, noticed it? Yeah, and we're gonna try to get that thing online again. But I think the YouTube thing will be great because YouTube just has the countdown for you, which is great. So we're gonna do that. I think today's stream is great. I'm gonna see what I can do with the footage today, and we're gonna try to make like some shorts and try to like farm our content, and just be very wise with the content that we make. Shorts definitely is great for getting some eyes on. So very happy for the engagement that we've gotten from Greg today. Very happy. And when back in my Twitch streaming days, you know, I was getting like a solid like 5 like it's hard to like appeal to pure randoms, you know. And the fact that I could actually appeal to enough of them that 5 of them just kept coming back, and you know, they knew me and I knew them, like that was great. And so I'm hoping to do that on YouTube as well. I know it's supposed to be harder on YouTube, but still, I'm ready for this. I'm very ready, and I'm happy that we've actually built like enough of a community on the actual Discord server. I keep talking about that. Okay, we gotta get some work. I is less than equal to All right, let me. All right, current page dot child count. And then I++. Okay. It's not less than equal to, it's actually less than. That's nice, that is good. And then what are we gonna do after that? We're just gonna debug.log. Oh, we're gonna do something actually. If current page.transform.getChild I dot name. So I need to reference some code from before. What was that code? I think it was in the level editor. We're in the place structure. This is complicated. Gotta focus. We gotta focus up. I think it's here. My mind is like it's like in disarray because talking and interacting is so much more fun than actually coding. I never want to like be a streamer that's just like streaming in complete silence. But you gotta do what you gotta do, and right now what I gotta do is I gotta get this code to work. I think I remember asking ChatGPT about it. Let's go back to our best friend. Oh, it's me, guys. That's me. Okay, ChatGPT, give me that. That's over here, actually. Close that. In Unity, how do I compare the first character of an object's name? Question mark. Gimme. Gimme. String dot object blah blah blah. First character is okay. So it's name and then square bracket 0, right? Is equal to Wait, that's a string. First character is a char. Okay, so char, first char is equal to this thing. The all-knowing ChatGPT. Oh, I see. Okay, we can delete this and we just simply make this single apostrophe. What? There we go. Okay, let's go back here. Go back to the code. So yeah, basically what I'm doing here is I'm navigating every object, every child. What if you ask ChatGPT to make a game? That would honestly pretty much work. Like give it like 5 years. And honestly, there's a plugin for Unity where ChatGPT actually works. So you can not only because right now the meta for ChatGPT Unity is like you create a script and then you just tell ChatGPT like to do something. It'll type all the code, you copy paste it in. There's a widget that lets you like talk to ChatGPT right here. And what you can do is you can say, create a level editing UI script that has these references and do the references for me. You know, it's not just typing the code, it's navigating the Unity for you. That is gonna be the meta in the future. 5 years in the future. Okay, you heard it from me first. Okay, if right now there's prompt engineering, that's what they call it. Another word for it is prompt smithing, where basically your job is to just talk to ChatGPT and make sure stuff is working correctly. In the future, there's gonna be like Unity engineering, chat prompt, Unity prompt smither. Okay, where your job is to talk to ChatGPT in Unity or in Godot or in Unreal, whatever engine you have. Okay, and your job is to just make sure that stuff, that you can talk to ChatGPT, the right way. And honestly, people say that some people are really against it, some people are really with it. And what I gotta say is ChatGPT is a tool. And some people are really good at using the tool, and some people are really bad at using it. You can misuse a tool, and you can also utilize it really well. I myself, you can see I'm a coder, but ChatGPT has its uses. You see most of the time I'm coding like by myself, but you can use a tool, You just like how some people in the beginning, when Google was still like in its like ascent, people were like, Google's not a research tool. Well, it is. Well, and some people are like, Google's not like a source, and that still holds true. But one thing is for sure is that it's darn useful for research. It's not going to be your sole like source of research. No, it's a search engine. It's not a thingy. Don't cook me, but I use ChatGPT for school research. Yeah, I mean, ChatGPT is a tool, but you just got to keep in mind that ChatGPT is a language model, so it's not actually doing any research for you. It's just turning all of the information that it finds on the internet into something that you can digest. Whether that information is true or not, that's up to you to discern. But one thing is for sure, it's really good at doing its job. And what is that job? It's turning it into nice and simple, plain English for you. And you gotta, times are changing, and you gotta know how to use certain tools to keep up. And I'm not against that tool. I'm against misinformation. I'm against misuse, but I'm not against a tool that can give misinformation and can be misused, but can also likewise just be used correctly and efficiently, like right now. Very efficient. So what am I doing right now? Oh, okay. We're going to do this object found, and then we're going to put I in. Okay, so what I expect when I run this code is that the console tells me objects 1 through 6 are found. So let's take a look. And that's what I'm looking for. So here we see object found, object found, object found, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. I don't know where 8 is coming from. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Let's change this code a bit. Let's make it more specific. Current page. Oh, okay. So let's just go with this and go like this. Okay. This way the code is more specific so we can debug properly. Pretty tiring stream to be talking all the time, but I feel like it's just what I enjoy. Oh, so okay, object 6. So what's going on, right? Is I'm telling the code to look for any object that starts with an O, and then and then report that it's there. And it just so happens that all of these, right, this is what I'm looking for, right? The objects 1 through 6. But the object selection square is also starts with O. So to make this easier on myself, I'm just gonna call it a selection square instead. S. So now we know it works properly. So what are we trying to do? Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to add whatever each object has down there, which is within it is we call it a TMP or a Text Mesh Pro element, right? So it has a Text Mesh Pro element. So within it, we're going to textlist.add. We're gonna add the text mesh thing into it. So it's current page.transform And then we're gonna get the child inside of it. Get component text mesh pro UGUI. Like that, okay? And I'm pretty sure that's the whole thing. So what I expect to see now is that in text list, right now this list is empty, right? But what I expect to see is that when I launch it, it's gonna assign all the Text Mesh Pro elements into the text list. And you can see here, boom. We have it, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's perfect. The code works perfect. And that's how you know I'm an experienced game developer. Things just work on the first run. I used to surprise me, you know, and I still do, because I'm pretty slick with it. All right. Now we have all the addresses, and we're going to do something called change button display. So each of these like buttons, well, each of these things, right? Object 1, 2, 3. These squares, they're all buttons. So I'm gonna call them buttons, right? And the display is like whatever title it is. So what we're going to do, I feel like we need to do some. We need to. Let me think. How many years have I been game developing for? Well, I started in 7th grade. And let's see, I graduated in 2019. So 7th grade is 5 years from 2019. I started in 2014 and it is now 2024. So I have been doing this for 10 years, even though I'm 22. I'm about to be 23 in 3 months though. Wait, yeah. So I've been game deving since I was 12. I started in 7th grade, and I wasn't, you know, coding all the time, and I wasn't in Game Maker all the time or in Unity all the time. But I would say in the early years, 90% of the time was like watching a video and trying to recreate whatever was happening in the video. So in other words, learning. But now most of it isn't learning anymore. It's applying what I've learned. I'm still learning a lot every day though, but it's more akin to learning because I did something and then adding that, like doing something and a result happens, and then I add the result into my database and I have more data and I understand more about how like a system works. So that was a fancy word for trial and error. That's what I've been doing now. That's what I learned now. Just doing something, and then it doesn't work. And then I add that to my database. I now understand better. Because eventually I stumble upon the solution, and I'm like, oh, okay, next time that happens, I'm not gonna take so much time. Okay, so what was I doing? Let's see. So I have an address to all the text now. Now what I wanted to do is I want to access the object that the button's representing. So let's take a look at the change object thing. So it's database.objectsdata.findIndex. Okay, it's this thing. Let me think about this. This is quite complicated. Let me think. I have to focus on this one. I do want to finish this before I wrap up for today. Let me think about this. We're gonna have to like refactor quite a bit of code for this to properly work. Let me think. There could be a better way for this. Deep in thought. Don't worry, I'm cooking right now, okay? I will be cooking something amazing. So I think what I need to do is I need to keep track of whatever object the button is representing. This sucks actually. Okay, I feel like the easiest way might actually be the best way here. So it would be page button. We're making a new script. And each button will have this. And within page button, actually it would be public. It has an it has a public integer object index. So we go here, object index is 0. This one would be 1. This one is 2. This one is 3. This one's 4. This one's 5. Okay, now we go to change object. It's not here. Where is it? Well, it is level editor. Change object. This one. We don't need the ID anymore. Okay, so int ID is equal to we'd be calling something else now, actually. Public change object. I see. Okay. This is some complicated stuff. Oh, you are incorrect, my friend. I am very much cooking. You gotta see what I'm pumping out over here. I do be cooking, my guy. Oh, I'm cooking. I think I just set everything up there. Now I have to change a few things. We are no longer calling... So we're calling... We're calling this now. It's calling itself. Okay, this is kind of repetitive work. I feel like... I mean, this is just one way. There might be a better way, and I might find out in the future. But right now, this is what I'm thinking of, because it makes things easier for myself in the future. And I feel like that might be more important than making it optimal for myself. Because it is just UI elements too. So if it's not that efficient, we're not really taking too many hits in performance. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to test each button and see if the object selection square is behaving as it should. And that's how we know the new code works. Okay, it's working. Yeah, it's working all right, yeah. Okay, cool. So now we know it works. And because the code had to change because now we have a new thing called object index, which means that, well, we basically have a database now. So public string. We can even have like a object name. Right, so we have an object name, and we have to define the object name when it begins. So what's gonna happen is the name will be, what are we assigning the name to? Right? What is the name? Oh, this is actually something. Okay, what is the name? Right, the name. Oh, we need to find the database first. So it would be level edit script dot database. It's protected. We're gonna make this public because I want to use it. Okay, database the objects the data. The ID does not exist because we're not using ID. We're using object index. Okay, so we found the object. Wait a sec. Dot prefab. So we need to find the prefab. Why? Oh, wait a sec. The prefab dot name. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. I guess an indicator for when I'm done coding is if I just start talking again, right? And then people can take a look at the screen and stuff. All right, so what we're looking for is when we go to the buttons, there will be code here. or not code, there will be information here. This is the code, the script that I just made for myself. It will store the object index and it will also get the name of it. So right now we have the name of the actual object that it represents, which is awesome because if we have the name, then we can display the name now. All right. So level editing UI, right? Let me think. Let me think about the order in which this should happen. So we have the object name now. But we need to get, okay, we need to make another list. And it's page button. Yeah, it's like button scripts. Button script list, right? So we're adding multiple things. We're adding the button scripts. Okay. Gotta make sure the button script list works. Take a look at it. Gotta go to level editing UI for this. Come on. It's this one. Text button scripts. There we go. Okay, these are beautiful and they're perfectly aligned. It's very good. And now that we have the button list, we can call. Wait a sec. Did I do this wrong? No, actually, this is, yeah, we needed that. So, I is equal to 0, I is less than button script list dot count. I plus plus, so we're gonna do this as many buttons as we have. Script list dot I dot object name. Okay, cool. We have the thing now. So what's happening is basically for each text list, I dot set text. Do I listen to hip hop? Every now and then. If you got any recs, you gotta let me know. I mostly listen to hip hop through exposure though. Set. I used to be a huge fan of Eminem, and I'm also a big fan of Biggie, the notorious Big. And now I'm getting more into it as well because of the friends that I've been making here. Everyone in LA listens to rap. You know, it's a big part of culture, of the culture. Okay, I can feel it. We're close to finishing here. We're like very close. I think this might be it. We're setting the text to the object name. Okay. Okay. Here's the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. If we hit launch, we should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like the names too. It might not be pretty, but it should work. So let's see. Let's see. Please show me what I'm trying to. Listen to Kendrick Lamar. Okay, I see. I only know like 1 or 2 from Kendrick Lamar, but I think I would dig it. So I'd be down. So, okay. The album Damn. Okay, I'll take a look and I will give it a listen. Okay, I forgot to run the code that I just typed. That's why I didn't do anything. Now here's the moment of truth, okay? Let's see if the button names change. There we go. There we go. So now, right, the buttons actually have like the proper name. Okay, and you know the formatting isn't right, but it works. It works. That's fire. It's your favorite album? Okay, high expectations now. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, let's make it so that the text, it scales automatically. Let's just auto size it. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. How do I change this? Yeah, okay. Oh, you do? You have it on vinyl? That's pretty cool. Copy that. And I remember you talking about how you have a record player too. That's really cool. Okay, why is this not listening to me? Why are they all doing this? Okay, this might work. Let's see. Let's see. We gotta shrink this a tiny bit. Yeah. Okay, Control S, hit play. So we should have auto sizing font right now, so that the names are proper. Yeah, okay. It's not pretty. It's not the prettiest, but it freaking works, and that's all I care about. Whew. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the future, I think with each like bundle of data, I'm gonna include the picture as well, so we can access that. Each object has its own thumbnail and its own title. Okay. So that was a pretty hard step, but I mean, like, we got it working, so that's not all of that. But basically we made it so that buttons now display their name. Alt-2. Alt-2. You got some Queen and Beatles? You know, funnily enough, so I love Queen, and I know a lot of people love Beatles. I haven't really listened to a lot of Beatles, and I don't think they're my thing, even though I know they're like one of the most historical and influential rock bands out there. I'm a big rock guy, but it's not my thing. I guess I don't like the way they sound. Maybe Alt-2, ladies and gentlemen. Alt-2, that's our thing. Okay, so what I was doing is, okay, let me take a look at the big database. Yeah, okay. So the main idea, right, is now page 1 will display objects 1 through 6. And page 2 should display objects 7 through like 12. But right now we don't have 12 objects, we just have 7 and 8. So what I want to accomplish is I want the first 2 objects to show 7 and 8 when we update the page. So let's see. Public void change page. Oh wait, no, we already have that. Okay, so let me think. Let's see. I have to cook again. This is the second part, right? Making the page flipping actually do something. Let's see. Object name plus 6, right? So we're doing this again. I is equal custom button script list dot count plus plus. Navigate each and every one. We're going to grab button script list, the current one, the index dot object name. No, not object name. Okay, public void update object data, and we're going to refetch the object name because the index is going to be different. Right, so there's going to be more code here, but that's for the future. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the object index to be my number. So plus my number times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So basically if we add 1, we're gonna, oh no, it's plus equals, that's why. So we're adding or subtracting 6, right? So the first object goes from 0 to 6. Yeah, okay. And then after that, we're going to call. Hey, Maxi, welcome to the stream. We were actually almost about to wrap up, but you're about to see some magic cookery happen because we're currently working on our level editor UI. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Here's the rundown. Okay. This was our to-do list. How's the stream been? It's been really fun. So to recap, this is like the first stream that I've done with my camera on and stuff, so I had to get used to that, but I'm actually really enjoying it. In addition to that, stream seems to be working just fine. I had it all like, you know, set up like a year back. Yeah, the page system technically works. Okay, how about we go here? Let me show Maxi what we've got. So we're gonna load this up, right? And we're gonna hit play. And we're just gonna go with what we have today, right? So basically we're not actually doing anything level editor related. We're just working on the UI here. And you can see that before the objects, like the buttons would just say object 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But now they correspond to the name of the actual object. And this was something that I had to work on to begin with anyway. So now I don't need to guess what object 3 is. I actually know what it is. It's a dead zone. Oops. The undo button works just fine. Yeah. We got the ceiling block, right? We got the wall, the classic wall, right? That kind of thing. So what we're working on right now is that we have more than 6 objects at this point. We have object 7 and object 8. And there's no way like we can have that many buttons on the screen. So I'm working on a page system. So when I flip the page, it says page 2, but you can see these buttons, they're not actually changing. So that's what we're working on right now. And if things go well, we should be able to have a working page system very, very soon because I'm cooking up some real voodoo magic. Yeah, so the level editor is getting better and better. And honestly, I'm really happy with that because it's just nice to use. Like, it's way better than Unity. So I'm really excited. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I think we got like I think we probably got like 30 or 45 or maybe an hour left in the tank. And I hope to get a lot done and I hope to get lots of interactivity in. But yeah, I would say that the stream has been going really nicely. And I appreciate you dropping in and sending a message because I like talking, you know. In fact, one thing that I learned in today's stream is that talking with everybody and talking about life and having fun, that's way more fun than typing code. So I've been trying to minimize the time I'm just like dead quiet and focusing on my code. I'm trying to minimize that the best I can, but sometimes you got to get that code in. So that might be something that I'm about to do because I feel like we are about to hit somewhere. We are about to do something great. So let me see. I do believe all I need to do is this. And so we're gonna go ahead and hop into the level edit, hop into the inspector, hop into Unity. So what I expect to see is the reason why I'm on YouTube and not Twitch. I think the main reason is because YouTube is where all of my videos already are. So I think it's just easier to keep it all in one place. That's one thing. And the other thing is it's a lot easier to look at my VODs on YouTube than it is on Twitch, because Twitch just deletes it automatically after like 3 or 4 days, something like that. Whereas YouTube, you know, you get to keep it for like basically ever. That's one thing that I like, because I plan on like creating shorts out of these and having like moments, right? Yeah, just like Greg said, I was saying some inspirational stuff. Maybe I could like make a short out of it and get some eyes. And it would be easier to do that with YouTube than it would with Twitch. But other than that, I don't think I have like an actual reason to be against it. It's just right now, if I were to choose one, it would be YouTube. Yeah. And YouTube's easy, actually. I used to stream on Twitch, and I got a few like followers. I was happy about that. But now I'm just focusing on YouTube. I think another reason is because I'd rather have subscribers on YouTube than followers on Twitch. That is true. Yeah, discoverability. However, I do have a different strategy. So when it comes to like streaming, I just want whoever already watches me to watch me. But when it comes to getting new people to visit my stream, I'm going to try to do that by making videos that promote the stream so that they'll show up next time of their own volition, like that kind of thing. That is my plan. And let's just see if the plan works. Okay, moment of truth. We're gonna click this chevron on the right. We're gonna see page 2 turn into 2, but we're also potentially going to see 7 and 8. I don't like this. I don't like this at all, because we've been working on this for like at least an hour. So let's hit the button. And then we got the error. So let's take a look at what the error is. I see, okay. Let's take a look. What do we have to do to make this work? Okay. I know what we need to do. So we need to make a condition. We need to make an if, right? Object index is less than or equal to this thingy dot count. Then we have to do this. Else, what are we doing for else? We simply make object name not available. Okay. Gonna head to bed since you have school early? Okay, I'll keep that in mind, that Maxie is, it's bedtime for Maxie at this time of the day, something like that. Yeah, thank you for coming along and visiting. I hope you liked what you saw. You get to see the raw sentient cube, and you get to see the vibe and everything. Have a good one, Maxie. We appreciate and we enjoyed your company. And let's click this button yet again. Oh, it's still having an error, man. I think it's because of this, the equal sign. Okay, let's see. We did it! Oh my god! Okay, we're gonna do a fresh start, for a fresh, clean build for this. We're gonna try and see what happens. Again, I saw something funny, but we're gonna. All right, click next page. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have what we're looking for. Joining in mornings often, huh? Very nice, very cool. I'm very happy about that. Oh, you're gonna join more. There's a thing blocking it. Very cool. Perfect streams to do some of your own work too. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I'm going for. We did do it, boys. All right, Maxi, I'm glad that you're here because we got the thing working. Okay, so basically, before we started the stream, right, the buttons, we could only show 6 of them at a time, but now, right, we can flip through a page. You can see here we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Click the chevron on the right. Page is equal to 2, 7, and 8. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it, and I'm glad that we did it because, oh boy, I could use some lunch. It is 2 hours past my lunchtime. I did not plan this out correctly, but maybe next time I'll just do it after I eat lunch. I do think that Sunday mornings is pretty cool for me. I'm still trying to work out like the stream schedules and stuff like that. But definitely, oh yeah, Maxi, before you leave, remember, keep this in mind. I am going to do a thing for Wednesday night, and judging by how you're going to bed right now, this would be your morning. So I don't actually know if you would be able to tune in or anything like that. I am trying to work out like a good time, but a good time for me would be like my night times after dinner. So keep an eye out for Wednesday. But in terms of like time zones and stuff like that, just click on the scheduled stream, and YouTube will tell you when exactly it is because it localizes it for you. So yeah, please do try to tune in next time. But of course, no pressure, because one thing I did notice is that even if it feels like no one's watching, I am able to talk like people are, because I know that truly there will be somebody listening and watching, and that really keeps me going. When I first began, I wasn't sure if, you know, I would see the 0, right, and it'd be hard and it would affect me, but now it's like I actually know there's at least somebody out there, and it makes me happy. So like really, I have to thank you all for being here, because we got the page system in, and the best part is it's like future proof. We can up to like as many pages as we want. All right, Greg was asking how many pages, like 10. Well, the answer in terms of our capabilities is, we can do as many pages as we want. I'm gonna click this as many times as I want, right? Maybe we need a button for going back to page 0. Maybe I'll just make it like if you hit this button, it's like a hidden little secret. You'll go back to page 0 when you click this. But for right now, if I want to go back to page 0 or page 1, I gotta go all the way back. Gotta keep going. But yeah, I'm really happy. We did the whole thing, ladies and gentlemen. We did the whole thing. Alt numpad 2. It's a shame that Maxi wasn't around for this one, but we'll put it in some shorts or something. We gotta farm as much as we can. We gotta do all sorts of stuff, but whew, we still got some bugs, as the game is trying to say, but they're not like game breaking or anything. But man, I am glad that this thing works. I think it's about time for me to wrap up though. Gotta get ready for some lunch. But this was a very fruitful stream, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really happy with what we have here. It's very nice. All right. Time to wrap it up. Even though I don't know how. I don't ever know how to end things. I don't like endings. But all good things must come to an end. And I just gotta say thank you all for coming along and watching. This was a really good and really nice impromptu stream. The next time will be like the actual official first stream, and I'll have something lined up for then. And also like the layout, the layout, it's gonna look better and stuff like that. But thank you all for watching, you know, and next time is definitely gonna be even better. And every time from then will be better and better and better. So if you enjoyed, please tune in next time. And I hope you guys have a great day. It's gonna be time for me to grab some lunch and do some actual studying. You guys all have a good day. Thank you.